Get out!
Hello tankers and tankettes, welcome to another viewer spotlight, and this is one from a Cirque clan member. This is from NoMad. That's not his full World of Tanks name, but you'll recognise NoMad from the stream if you're a regular viewer. He's fairly often pops up in the chat, and we don't ban him too often, you know, accidentally, wink. Yeah, it's always a risk when you're watching the stream, that collateral bannage. But, you know, sometimes you get so carried away nuking the spammers that you just go a bit ban happy and nobble a few innocent bystanders as well, just for the lols. But, you know, obviously the official story is that it's all just a mistake and not at all intentional. Yep, wink. Anyway, it's the Chinese tier 8 heavy, it's the 110. And I can't really say too much about the Chinese. I know the same general things that probably most of you know, in that they have similar guns to the Soviets, because obviously there was a lot of Soviet influence in the design. In fact, some of them were obviously direct copy pastes. And they have really awful gun depression. So there you go. But the armor on the 110 is pretty good. It's quite a bouncy machine. It's probably most analogous to the IS-3, but I have no doubt there are some differences. For one thing, it fires heat ammo, so you know that's one thing right away. You'll notice NoMad, he doesn't actually have any HE, which is kind of an interesting choice, because normally it's a good idea to have at least a round or two just for the purposes of resetting, but he doesn't have any. And oh my yes, that T-43 was being rather incautious. Oh, will he burn? Come on, burn, burn! Oh no, SU-100, really? Really? Wow. That kill secure, my word. So yeah, not only did that T-33 just YOLO it completely, he also didn't have a fire extinguisher, so yeah, he was going for the full Darwinian remove himself from the game as early as possible. Hello, T-34. They look kind of outnumbered here, but yeah, the T-34 and the Lure are obviously top tier, but the rest are... There's a pair of tier 7s and the rest are tier 6. So it's actually not as bad as it looks, kind of. It just depends what everyone does. And boom, well there's one tier 6 down already. Now this is where you'll see NoMad really struggling with the gun depression, and he has to take some pretty risky shots here. I mean, this for instance is exposing his side quite badly. Every time he goes up to whack that T-34, and this is a big risk. This depends on his teammates keeping those ISs occupied, because it doesn't matter that the IS is a tier lower, it's still got enough pen and more than enough alpha to hurt him if it shoots into his side armor. So yep, forward just a bit. Can I get this guy? Oh, there we go. He's low health, so he'll be a lot more cautious now, hopefully. There's another bounce. Yeah, that Lurva is now in a position to shoot him, and yeah, that was 2 in the side from those ISs. So yeah, the risk was sort of paid off in that he really hurt that enemy T-34, but he's down to half health himself now, so you just have to, when you're in this kind of situation, you just have to weigh up, is it worth the risk? And yeah, I think in this case it was, because you have to scare away the bigger guns on the enemy side, because he's outnumbered and he needs to do as much damage as possible basically. And if he was just hanging back and they all rushed him at once, you know, that would go only one way pretty much, unless he had some absurdly good luck. Now this T-34 that's next to him, keep your eyes on that guy, because he actually plays it pretty smart as well. And it's one of those cases where you're in a random battle and there just happens to be another player that just happens to be on your part of the map, and he just happens to have his head screwed on right. And you just end up working quite well with this complete stranger out of all the people that matchmaking could have put in their game, they put in that person, and it's quite nice when that happens. It isn't a very frequent occurrence, so you tend to remember it when it does happen, but yeah. So there we go, that Lerva's pushing a little bit, but yeah, there's that lack of gun depression. Chinese tanks are so happy, and it's got that Soviet accuracy as well with this 122mm gun, so he's... yeah, snapshots. Obviously, I don't know what state his crew is in, but snapshots with 122mm guns are generally... there we go, that scared him off a bit, done some more damage. They're generally not a good idea. He hasn't had to achieve that many hits to get the amount of damage he's got so far. That was unfortunate. I think if he'd aimed just a little bit longer, he could have had that IS, or at least done some more damage to that IS. But as it was, no. So there we go, the T-34 next to him, he's taking full advantage of the hold down position. He does not have the problem NoMad's got. He's got really good gun depression in comparison. But fortunately, NoMad's armour is proving tricky for these enemy ISs, and it's just them left now. There's a T-34, but he's about to die to the IS-3. There we go. So it's just a matter of taking these guys out now, and it's 10-9. We're looking fairly comfortable. The other flank is actually looking a bit shaky now. That could be a thing. But yep, side scraping. That's very nice. He's using his armour quite well here, and he realises that actually against the IS he's got a pretty good chance, even if the IS can shoot his lower front plate. It's got a pretty good chance of bouncing. Now I don't know why he doesn't take the shot at the turret there. I don't know what that reason was, but he gets the kill regardless. Maybe he wanted the T-34 to put a shot in him so he could actually get the kill. Maybe that was his plan. Who knows? But unfortunately, the other flank is now no longer. It is an Ex-parrot, and that IS-3 is not looking too clever either. So this is an incredibly unlikely shot, especially with the reticle bug, or feature as Wargaming calls it. Yeah, that did not hit anything, I'm pretty sure. I don't know if he hadn't noticed the mini-map. Maybe they thought the other team would they would all go back to defend, but no, there's at least one on the cap. So they're doing the smart thing, actually. I mean, obviously they haven't been chatting to each other much up till this point, but they're sticking together, and NoMad's actually got more health points left, and in a straight-up brawl, he's gonna probably do better than the T-34, just by dint of obviously the T-34 having a weaker hull. And looking at the enemies that are left, it really depends on, you know, if they're shooting gold ammo, or of all of them, the SU actually might be the biggest threat because it's got the biggest, the fastest rate of fire, and it's got enough alpha damage. It's got the same gun basically that he can basically two-shot NoMad. Well, I say the same gun, the same. It'll be 100. You know, obviously 122. I'm not sure what the pen on this is like actually, on the 110, but it may well be something very similar to the BL9, so something around 220. Anyway, not that that matters. And obviously the T-32 and the Super Pershing don't have good pen, especially. But of course, this is a kind of situation where you have to be really wary about people using gold rounds, because we've come right down to it now. So we've got so little time left, so little time. 8 seconds, 7, 6. Okay, he can do it. He can do it. But okay, this is bad. He is tracked. He's used his repair kit already. Oh, that bounced. Oh, NoMad, you lucky bugger. Yeah, the SU was always going to reload before NoMad did. But, oh my word, that bounce. Okay. Look at the front of his tank, it's all scarred and dinged up. So they're sticking together, they are being really defensive. And there's that Super Pershing. I don't know why he was looking the other way there, but okay, he's gonna let He's going to let the T-34 take a shot. Super Pershing is down. There we go. I don't know if he pulls slightly too long to repair his tracks, or if he actually has like a full 100% repair. But you know, he repaired it fairly quick. It just wasn't quick enough. So that T-34 is fairly low health now. He's definitely a one-shot kill. NoMad might even be a one-shot kill for the T-32. It depends what he does. But the enemy team, the remaining enemy players, they basically made the mistake of doing it one by one. You know, the Su-122 went alone to the cap. The Super Pershing, you know, maybe he thought they would continue round, but once he started capping, that's a risky proposition. You know, there was every chance they would get back in time, and NoMad did. And then that Super Pershing just went in on his own, and the T-32, goodness knows what they were thinking. So, but you know, the result is quite nice for NoMad and the T-34, because 6 kills between them. NoMad's got 5. He's done over 4k damage, so this is going to be a profitable battle, whatever happens. He has fired 2 of his heat shells, but even so, he's going to walk away from this with some pocket change at least. These are not the cheapest shells ever, but 4k damage, you know, you're going to make a profit of that. So yeah, being very cautious because low health, and the T-32 could one-shot him potentially. T-34's going for a little look-see. Maybe a mistake because they are split up at this point. And yeah, NoMad's maybe thinking, okay, maybe he went round, drove through the middle and was approaching from that way, but no sign. Oh, but there we go, T-34 has seen him. Now, I think maybe, yeah, I can see why NoMad was checking, but splitting up at this stage, I think that was a little bit of a mistake. Just because it's replicating what the enemy team did. You know, if you go at somebody one by one, I've lost games like that where the team, I get there too late because I'm in a slower tank and everyone else has just rushed ahead of me, and the, you know, remaining 1 or 2 defending tanks are just able to pick off the low health people on the friendly side. So it's not the best move. Oh, T-34 is going for it. He dies. But the T-32 doesn't know he's here yet, and he obviously knows exactly where the T-32 is. So T-32 is just going to go la 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 round the corner. Boom. Tracked him. T-32 has, I think, probably used his repair kit at some point in the battle already, because it's now good night Vienna. Top Gun. 4.7k damage almost. Yeah, this was a pretty nice match. Let me just bring up the scores. What else did he get? A defender, obviously, and a steel wall, because he bounced quite a lot of shots. So, yeah, that was a very, very nice match, and it was. I won't say it was a massive carry. They certainly, him and the T-34 certainly carried that flank that they were on, and then they were in a position to get back and defend very nicely. And yeah, it's the fact that they stayed together that, even though they were just completely 2 random people thrown into a battle together, they worked very well together, considering. But yeah, NoMad deserved the top score out of that one, and he definitely worked for it. Yeah, it's just the right combination of circumstances there. That everything just came together, that he was able to save that match, and it was pretty close at points. You know, the T-34 going off on his own. Yeah, okay, wasn't that far away, but even so. And then, of course, nearly being capped out by that Su-122. You know, that was with less than 10 seconds to spare, so that was a little bit nail-biting. But all the same, that was a pretty good match. So, yeah, if you enjoyed this battle, you can hit the like button, you can leave a comment, you can subscribe to my channel, and of course, as always, stay tuned for more.